Mamma mia! Bellator MMA and Showtime Sports are bringing the noise in 2021, and you're about to hear their plans loud and clear. Stephen, got to start with you, sir. Why Bellator MMA, and why now?
Well, as you know, we've been interested in MMA for quite a while. We have a long history in the sport going back almost 15 years to the days of Elite XC and Strikeforce. We did some big events, built some big stars, Cormier, Rockhold, Woodley, Rousey, Melendez, and on and on. And of course, we were the first ones to bring televised MMA to a national broadcast network. That was CBS way back in 2008.
But what I'm really excited about now is over the last 5 years, we have really put together the pieces, and this is the best roster in the history of Bellator. So I'm really excited to put it on Showtime. We have some exciting things to announce. It's going to be amazing.
To be clear, Showtime is now the exclusive home of Bellator live events. It'll be Fridays live on both coasts. We're launching with 3 big events, 3 consecutive Fridays starting April 2nd, and we couldn't be more excited to be premiering Bellator on Showtime.
So April 2nd, we're happy to announce the continuation of the Featherweight World Grand Prix. Patricio Pitbull will fight Emmanuel Sanchez. And the winner will continue on to fight in the finals against AJ McKee sometime in June. Then, as everybody has kind of speculated about this, and we really haven't broken it, but we're going to announce it today, and that is we're going to bring the tournament that the fans want to see, and that is the light heavyweight division. So we're going to bring the Bellator Light Heavyweight World Grand Prix to Showtime, and it starts on April 9th. We have some great names. We got all the top guys. We have the best light heavyweight division in the planet, better than any other league in my opinion. April 16th, the same thing. You'll see another continuation of the quarterfinals. And we're going to finish our 4th event off on May 7th with our Bantamweight title fight between Juan Archuleta and Sergio Pettis.
We're going to sweeten the deal for new subscribers.
That's right. If you're not a subscriber, we've got a great offer. Starts with a free trial and a discounted rate for 6 months. That will get you well into the Bellator schedule, and we look forward to bringing combat sports fans the best of both boxing and MMA throughout the year.
Yes, Fridays is the home of Bellator on Showtime, and it'll be at 9 p.m. Eastern and 6 p.m. Pacific.
Right on. And how does this impact the number of events that you guys are going to have? This maybe is more for Scott. Are you guys going to stick to that same schedule, that what you were expecting, the amount of events for this year, or does this tweak things a little bit?
No, I think it's about the same. We're going to launch with the 3 fights in April, and then we're going to probably go twice a month throughout the rest of the year. And it's going to be right around those numbers moving forward.
Who will he fight for gold and $1 million? Will it be Emmanuel Sanchez or Patricio Pitbull, the champion? Only 3 remain.
Oh, yeah, the Bellator MMA Featherweight World Grand Prix started in September 2019 with 16 of the top fighters at 145. We are down to the terrific 3. Who will be the last man standing? Who will, when all is said and done, walk away with this beauty? The real Ric Flair drip, a Bellator championship belt, and a $1 million check. We know who's already submitted his ticket to the final, a man who, when he was 12 years old, wrote himself a check for $1 million. He's 1 win away from making it a reality. He's the undefeated AJ McKee. It's time to welcome the semifinal participants. It will be Patricio Pitbull defending the Featherweight Championship against Emmanuel Sanchez in a rematch. And here comes the young warrior with revenge on his mind. He is Emmanuel Sanchez. He is draped in gold. He is the Bellator MMA lightweight champion and the defending Bellator MMA featherweight champion. Please welcome Patricio Pitbull. You've already made it. So I gotta ask, even though I might know the answer, which 2 do you think you're gonna face in the final and why?
Honestly, preference-wise, I'd prefer to fight Sanchez and go take the 55 belt from Patricio, but we'll see, Once they get it on, it's going to be a great fight, and I'm looking forward to putting on a great show with either one of them.
Emmanuel, What do you think of A.J. McKee as a fighter, and why do you think he made it to the final?
He's a great fighter. Brings a lot to the table. Can finish a fight anywhere. It's going to be an exciting fight when we get in there.
And Patricio, going to give you the last word here. You're the champion. I know you got to focus on Emmanuel Sanchez. You guys went back and forth in that first fight. What's the message you have for A.J. McKee should you prevail Friday, April 2nd?
Everyone is tough here. Everybody knows that. But my focus is in Emmanuel Sanchez. Let's do that first.
I wanted to ask AJ and Emmanuel, of course, Patricio is the champion. Do you feel that if you get that belt from him, you are the greatest featherweight in the world, all promotions?
Absolutely. First things first is getting this one back, and then we'll see what happens after that. But taking out this great fighter who's been on top for so long and has accomplished so much, and I can't wait to get this one back.
I'd have to agree. You know, he's definitely pound for pound, one of the best 145-pounders in the world. Just look at his accolades, the things he's accomplished. There are a lot of dreams and things I said I'm going to accomplish, so hats off to him. But like I said, man, it's a new era, and I'm here to take over.
AJ, do you prefer having to wait this long to see the conclusion of the Featherweight Grand Prix, or would you rather have your fight closer to Pitbull and Sanchez?
Me being a fighter and just loving what I do, just being so passionate about it, I'm always looking to get back in there, you know. If I'm not hurt, I'm not injured, throw me back in there. But it being $1 million on the line, I don't really mind the wait, you know. Keeps me hungry, keeps me in the gym, and just kind of staying motivated, you know. Always trying to level up and continue to plateau.
Questions for Patricio. Obviously, you have a very tough test in front of you and Emmanuel. Is there any extra added motivation knowing that a guy like A.J. McKee is on the other side of him, somebody that you don't necessarily, you guys have gone back and forth and you don't necessarily care for?
No, I am the best featherweight on the planet, and he is undefeated, so I am going to prove that again.
So there we have heard it from all three competitors. A.J. McKee looking to extend the longest winning streak in Bellator MMA history. All 17 of his pro bouts, all victories have come under the Bellator MMA banner. He awaits the winner of the second semifinal, Patricio Pitbull, a record title holder for Bellator, the second simultaneous champ. He looks to punch his way to the final and successfully defend the title against Al Matador, who hopes to tame 2 more bulls en route to becoming Bellator MMA featherweight champion. Bellator MMA, home of the deepest division the light heavyweights have seen, and we have got an Elite 8 who will be vying for the title and $1 million in cold hard cash. Let's take a look. After a memorable Bellator debut, knocking out Melvin Manhoef, Corey Anderson is going to be welcoming a newcomer in Dobrojan Yagshimuradov. In the main event, current Bellator heavyweight champion and former light heavyweight champion Ryan Darth Bader will square off one more time with Lyoto Machida. It is a matchup of 2 high-profile free agent signings for Bellator. Anthony Rumble Johnson takes on the Soldier of God, Yoel Romero, in the Bellator MMA cage. Tournament, it gets better and better. The main event, it is going to be the defending champion, who is also not with us, by the way, but we will hear from Vadim Nemkov. He takes on a former light heavyweight champion in Mr. Wonderful, Phil Davis. 8 of the top fighters at 205. You'll have to win 3 fights to become Bellator MMA light heavyweight champion, or stay champion in Nemkov's case. And of course, the winner also walks away with $1 million. Ryan, you were the first champ in Bellator MMA history. Obviously, bitter pill to swallow losing against Vadim Nemkov, but hey, you put those bootstraps on, you are back in it, you're still the heavyweight champ, but this is about reclaiming the 205-pound title and gaining some revenge against your opponent, Lyoto Machida.
Yeah, it's about redemption. You know, I have a lot of Machida earlier in my career. Nemkov, You know, and I was the first two-division champion, and now I have the opportunity to be the first guy to go in there and win 2 Grand Prix in 2 different weight classes. So it's pretty special.
Lyoto Machida, your resume speaks for itself. You've been in tough battles. You have won tough battles. You come into this tournament hoping to reignite your career at 205. What does it mean for you to be in the tournament and to maybe beat your opponent one more time?
So for me, it's one of the biggest achievements in Bellator is to be a part of this Grand Prix, because it's gonna be only the best fighters, 205 in this Grand Prix. For me, it's an honor to be a part of this and completely focused on my next fight.
Yoel, nice to see you again, my man. We go back to the Strikeforce days, and I want to just welcome you back to Bellator MMA. And you've got a tough test in your first fight against a guy who also came from the other side, so to speak, in Anthony Johnson. Talk about your matchup.
I am very excited, you know, because when I see the face of a lot of very good fighters, UFC champions, you know, it's a very tough. It's a very good for me, because I want to prove a little more myself, you know. And Anthony is a very good time. He's very good too. He's a tough. That's good for me. That's good for me.
It's good to have you here in Bellator MMA. And Phil Davis, you've been at the top of the mountain, my man. You know what it's like to be Bellator MMA light heavyweight champion, and you're going to get a chance to become a 2-time champion from the jump. Talk about your fight against the defending champ, Nemkov.
Yeah, you know, I can't wait to get back in there with the champ. We had a very close fight the first time, and I can't wait to really just showcase everything I've done to prepare since that loss.
The belt currently is around the waist of Vadim Nemkov. He's not with us, but we're going to hear from the champ right now.
Как известно, Bellator объявил о Гран-при в полулегком весе. Я очень рад этому событию, так как боится сильнейший полутяж планеты. И я думаю, что мой пояс останется со мной. Я буду готов к этому Гран-при. И я думаю, что я одержу победу.
After fighting at heavyweight, you had kind of a rough cut getting back down to 205, and I know things didn't go your way for the Nemkov fight. Can you kind of give us an idea how you're feeling now and kind of acclimating your body back to light heavyweight, especially with this tournament?
Yeah, you know, everything was kind of in the mix with COVID, and I didn't know what – I thought I was going heavyweight. You know, 4 weeks before the fight, I was going down to light heavyweight, so there's some issues with that. But now that I know I'm doing this tournament, you know, we got 9 weeks until we're fighting. It's going to be perfect. This is how I want to do it. I want to, you know, get my body down the right way and not crash it at the very end and try to go out there and perform, because I didn't perform. And so now I get to do it right and show everybody why I became the light heavyweight champ in the first place, and keep rolling.
Phil, first, is there just a lot of relief that you are getting this title fight opportunity, this rematch? And 2, is this by far, for a career that's had so many big fights, the biggest fight of your career, not only because it's the title fight in the Grand Prix, but to get revenge on a fight that was so close the first time around?
Good question. Yeah, absolutely. I've been waiting for this fight, not just because I had a loss, because he's a champion, and he's such a good fighter. He's crafty, he's skilled. He's he's a good champion, and you get one over him. I definitely gotta run it back. And I think the biggest test of my career is definitely standing on the stage with these gentlemen. Winner of this tournament is definitely the best in the world.
I also had a question from Lyoto. This fight is a rematch of a fight that you won by knockout in the second round. Why should Ryan Bader at all think this fight would be different, or do you see this fight going the same way, or has things changed? Has he become a far better fighter than he was the first time you fought him?
So I cannot foresee the fight, because fight is a fight. Every fight is different. So we fought a few years ago, so it's completely different fight. So I already told you guys that my focus completely myself.
Can you talk us through the decision to move up to 205 when making the move to Bellator? And do you believe at any point you will compete in the 185-pound division in this new promotion?
I believe that there's a good opportunity for me, you know. Is move up for the 205. I don't want to go cut no more the weight. It's a good. It's very good because I have a very good tough guys in this division, you know, and pull every time that is good because it's a push myself and go training. I didn't go in training. I now go to. I need to see forward, you know.
Corey, perhaps your opponent doesn't necessarily have the same amount of name recognition as the other competitors in the tournament, but do you think that there's some extra added level of danger in there, kind of an unknown guy that you need to make sure to take extra serious?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I tell a lot of people all the time when they ask me, who do you think is the best fighter in the world? I say the best fighter in the world is probably some kid out there that you haven't heard of yet. You know, and this could be this guy. You know, I'm not going to go out and look past him because he doesn't have a name. I got to go out there and think of him just like he's the world champ, like he is Nemkov, like he's labeled the best in the world. And if I fight like that throughout the whole tournament, I should be just fine.
Guys, I am salivating at the prospects of what is going to transpire in this tournament beginning April the 9th, Friday on Showtime. Thanks to each and every one of them. Again, this Bellator MMA light heavyweight tournament is stacked more than the bands that my boys at Morning Combat bank each and every week. Hey guys, Bellator MMA is making money moves. Juan Archuleta, you're coming off a impressive win over the previously undefeated Patricky Patchy Mix for the vacant 135-pound title. Fair to say that your striking was the difference in that fight?
Absolutely, man. Patchy was a tough opponent, and I knew later in the rounds his grappling, his wrestling were going to dwindle down. I was going to take advantage with him at the striking.
You were involved in the Featherweight Grand Prix. You ran into Patricio Pitbull in the opening round. Who do you think is going to win that tournament?
You know what? I think if he sticks to his game plan, Patricio comes out on top, and we cross paths once again in the future down the road.
Sergio, you got your game face on. All you guys are styling and profiling, looking slick these days. You've got a fighting family. And I know there's sibling rivalry. Your brother, Anthony, a former UFC champion. You have a chance to become a Bellator champion. Talk about this opportunity of a lifetime.
Yeah, this is a big opportunity for me. 27 years old, fighting the tough Juan Archuleta, 25-2. So, you know, to have that on my resume would be amazing for my career, for my future, and very excited for this fight, man. It's gonna be a war.
Well, how does Juan Archuleta compare to all of the previous talent that you faced going into this title fight?
Hey, Juan's tough, man. He's a gamer. He's good everywhere. He's got good boxing, good stand-up, great wrestling, good cardio. So, you know, it's just like the other competitors I face. Is, you know, he's just on a different platform, and this one's for a title, so there's a little bit more on the line. So, you know, nothing's different, man. Just a big boy.
Henry Corrales recently, and he seems to be still chasing you despite how that last fight went. What have you made of his comments towards you in the last few months, pretty much ever since that fight around this time last year?
You know what? Henry's in the rearview mirror right now. I just got to reach out to all my fans and tell them, hold the chips, hold the salsa, hold the margaritas, the cerveza, because Cinco de Mayo is going to be 2 days delayed. And I got a tough competitor right here, 2 Mexicans going in the cage to Kalash. And it's going to be a great Cinco de Mayo for all our Mexican fans out there, because, you know, we're going to bring the Latino heat in here. And we're the last announcement for a reason, because we're going to bring the heat. And, you know, the spice, the chili, everything's going to be served Cinco de Mayo.
It all gets underway Friday, April the 2nd. If you're a new Showtime subscriber, hey, you can sign up for 30 days free, half price for the next 6 months. And really, guys, so much to unpack. And I'm looking forward to packing and unpacking a whole lot more.